welcome to Joy in Our Town, a public affairs presentation of WBUY-TV. I'm your host, Loretta McNary. During this segment of the show, we are being joined by Ms. Roshunda Buchanan. She is the founder of Two Unique Community Salvation Foundation, and Mr. LaDell Beamon. He is the founder of Heal the Hood Foundation. They will be discussing how they're teaching youth to be more a part of the growth of our economy through the Legacy Project. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So excited to have young people come on and talk about what you're doing to help other young people. So kudos to you on that one. Roshunda, we're going to start with you. Okay. Can you begin by telling us briefly about the mission of Two Unique Community Salvation Foundation?
Yes, ma'am. Two Unique is really to bring together connection of people, purpose, and programs. And it's all about utilizing cosmic networks in order to shape our city. Mm-hmm. And Cosmic is bringing together that harmonious group of people. I do believe thoroughly in partnerships, mm-hmm. and just bringing together a group of people where we can better revitalize our community.
I like that. Now, LaDell, you tell us briefly about the mission of Heal the Hood Foundation.
Basically, what we are is, when we say heal the hood, we always make sure we get that straight. We're not just talking about, urban areas that are destroyed, but we're talking about hoods like motherhood, brotherhood, fatherhood, sisterhood, neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So everybody has a hood, and so we use media science to actually be able to influence whatever that hood is, it be it childhood or whatever. We have programs that actually influence those aspects of life.
Okay, so tell us how this partnership was formed between the two organizations, Heal the Hood and Two Unique Foundation.
Actually met LaDell maybe a little over 3 years ago, and I was doing my what was it? I had a function. Yes, it was a fundraiser actually called the Summer Garden Party. And we had Jeff Lee, who was supposed to actually DJ for me, but instead he called on LaDell, mm-hmm. at the last minute. So that's how I was able to meet with LaDell, and he actually got to see some of the things that I was doing with the organization, mm-hmm. and wanted to be a part and, lend a hand. So that's how we were able to connect, and I was able to get on board with a lot of things that Heal the Hood was doing, mm-hmm. A lot of exciting things that he's doing, and just came on board and kind of lend my gifts and talents, over into Heal the Hood by doing some awesome volunteer work.
Okay, so why do you all think the involvement of youth is so important in our continued growth of the community? In our economy?
I think because, a lot of times, we say that youth are the future, but, it's deeper than that because they're the right now. And when you look at that, basically everything that's shaped for the future is based on what kids are doing right now, from video games to music. I mean, they're one of the number one consumers.
Mm-hmm.
You think about if Justin Bieber is coming into town, the arena sells out because of kids, mindless behavior, all these new kids that are coming in the industry is making so much money, but at the same time, you have an industry that is concerned about dollars, but not concerned about the quality of the lives of these kids. Mm-hmm. And so youth are so important because they're the foundation of what's getting ready to happen in the next couple of years. So right now, what we're doing, especially with Two Unique, because I'm humbled, to be working with Roshunda, with what's happening with the Find Your Design program and the legacy, the whole legacy project, and that's what it's about. It's about teaching these kids, about legacy, which these kids today don't understand.
Mm-mm. They don't, and so I'm so glad that you all are working together to make sure that they do understand legacy and then develop and create their own legacy. So what are some of the challenges you see youth are having in regards to having the skills they need to get a great job and start their career?
A lot of things that I'm finding out is that kids are graduating from college and they don't have the skills developed to be able to maintain a career. So you find them a lot maybe in waitressing or jobs that that's not their passion or their dreams, and so they want to be able to utilize those gifts. However, because they haven't had the skill building necessary, then they have to put that dream on the back burner, so to speak. So that's why I think it's important to create internship programs and also tapping into who you are as an individual, because even in that, they're in school trying to find themselves, looking as to, who they are, what they can do, what type of skills that they have. And a lot of times they're going throughout not having that mentorship to kind of guide them and help them through.
So what's being done to teach them those skills that you talked about that they need?
Well, we've built a career track program through the Find Your Design program, along with it's an entrepreneurship component that goes with that. So it's 6 weeks training where we have facilitators to volunteer their time to come out, and those volunteers, they're already in that particular profession. So for instance, we will have event planning, IT technology. LaDell, he will be over the performing arts. That includes music, acting, so forth. We have journalism. And so we're having those kids pick out through those specific tracks whatever they're interested in, and we're able to build that 6-week curriculum where they get the training, as well as at the end a 3 weeks hands-on project where those facilitators bring those students collectively to participate in a group project, and that's geared towards that business entrepreneurship piece. And we actually had a consignment shop where the project was to establish a consignment shop, and the kids did such a wonderful job helping bring in donated items. We completed the store, turned actually LaDell's office into a store. So there was a lot of donated products, a lot of ironing, steaming, washing clothes. So kind of taking what's at your fingertips to bring in legitimate income.
So what I hear you two saying, this partnership is really about tapping into the youth's God-given or creator-given talents, and you try to mold those and create opportunities for them to go into these areas as opposed to just getting a 9-to-5 job at a low wage. Okay, so that's what the Legacy Project is about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay, discuss the importance of internships.
Internships is very important. It's vital to me because I know that when I was in college, of course, I was just taking classes, to take classes. I really didn't have a direction as far as where I wanted to go. So had I known about internships, where it's actually good for resume building, it's good to kind of, gain those skills where you will have those corporations, look at you, and it's easier for them to pretty much gravitate towards you and bring you into their company because you have those skills. You have some type of skill, opposed to, as I said before, getting a master's degree with no skill. It's important. We're finding out that having a trade of some sort is very important, and not to knock down getting degrees at all, but a lot of times if you have a trade, then it's quicker for you to get a job than it is with a degree.
Okay, LaDell, let me ask you this question, because you all have this partnership that's been going on for a few years. How is that helping with decreasing violence with our youth?
Because a lot of times, with the kids now, we're at Kirby High School now doing one of the programs, and when we're sitting down talking to the kids, one thing that the kids always say is that, and mind you, the kids that we have are the ones they threw at us the worst of the worst. They say these kids have criminal backgrounds, are selling drugs, they're in gangs, and we're sitting here in a class, atmosphere with these kids that they say are the worst of the worst, and these kids become like babies, and they're telling us, I'm in there with the twins, and I was in there talking. They say, hey, what the problem is that we don't have anything to do. And when these kids are saying it, they're saying, you know, if they had another option, if they had some more options that were available to them, they wouldn't be doing the stuff that they're doing. And it even goes back to Bible days when they say that, you know, how the Bible says that Joshua, when he died, the elders were with him. But when there came up a generation that knew nothing about God, and that was because there was no legacy being passed on. And so now these kids as far as it relates to crime and violence, they don't know who they are. So if you teach them who they are, it'll be less crime and violence is happening, because you know, this is who I am, so I don't have to do this, and plus here are my options to help fulfill, you know, who I know I am.
So LaDell, what would your legacy be for Heal the Hood?
Wow, you know, I want to be, you know, Dr. King. You know, we just celebrated his birthday, and one of the things that we do, you know, even because you remember living the dream, we still doing it. Our main thing is for me to leave behind. You know, it might not be a mansion, it might not be millions and millions of dollars, but what I want to be able to pass on to these kids is that the ability to see themselves beyond right now. And so we're leaving behind books and music. You know, if I die today, I'll probably have a vault of stuff that people can unlock in the archives, and kids could actually grab and use from here throughout eternity. You know, because we're that dedicated. So every day I'm making sure that if it's on Facebook or Twitter, nothing negative, but I'm leaving words of wisdom and things that actually kids can grab and go on with.
Love it. So what's next for the Legacy Project?
What's next is we're actually bridging out, like I said before, building out those career tracks. We're connected with Kirby High School, and we'll be utilizing those students where they will be able to participate in the program, maybe like giving them the option. It's a total of 30, students where they'll be able to participate. And we also have a parenting program that's associated with the project, so that not only the students will be able to participate, we'll have parents involved as well, because you want to get the household on the same wavelength. It's difficult, you know, when you're pouring into a teenager and they have to go home and deal with some different, you know, rules and regulations. So you have a child that's full of dreams, aspiration, going for, you know, all of their hopes, and then there's some hindrances in the household. So we want to be able to provide resources for our parents as well.
Okay, I like it because parents is the flip side of that. Parents need to also share their goals and aspirations, and how do you set goals and how do you achieve them with the children, so we can all arrive and have goals and leave a legacy. So each family, based on what you all are doing, can leave a legacy.
Yes.
Everybody can leave a legacy, a positive, long-lasting legacy that everybody, including the city, can be proud of. So that is so wonderful what you all are doing, because it's bigger than just your organizations.
Yes.
It is. So your legacy will be talked about for years and years and years. So hopefully one day they'll say, well, instead of Dr. King, they would talk about Heal the Hood and Loretta McNary and Roshunda Buchanan, because of the hard work that you do. So thank you so much for stopping by to share with us what you're doing with the Legacy Project.
Thank you.
And we will be right back with more joy in our town in just a few moments.